Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are shoutcasting KPOP964's tournament today, and if you would like me to shoutcast your tournament, definitely tweet me on Twitter to let me know you have video files for your tournament, and then I'll follow you, and then you could direct message me only through Google Drive, and then I will be able to shoutcast your video. I'll edit it and everything, put it together. But let's see, so his first opponent's going to be Gay Me Ryan's, and his team is going to be Steelix, Haunter, Alolan Marowak, Girafarig, Poliwrath, and Gallade. And KPOP964's team is Banette, Chimecho, Mawile, Medicham, Poliwrath, and Frostlass. So, pretty interesting team, pretty unique team. I mean, we see some of the popular Pokemon like Poliwrath, Medicham, Mawile, and I would even argue Frostlass, although I haven't really seen it too much in this cup, but it's pretty solid. And then we also have Banette, which I've seen, and then Chimecho, which is interesting. Not a bad Pokemon, it has Shadow Ball, so it's definitely not bad, but it's one that I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever faced it, to be honest with you, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out and see how we do. Well, not me, but to see how K-Pop does in this tournament. So right now it's Haunter versus Mawile. Mawile will go for the Power Up Punch. This game is basically over at this point. I mean, another bite or two is going to definitely finish off Haunter. So actually winning with both shields remaining. So pretty interesting. So taking the first game. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you do play 3 games no matter what, even if you win the first 2. So the next one, leading with the Chimecho, definitely want to switch out because Alolan Marowak is a threat into Poliwrath, so gonna shield that Shadow Ball, so nice shield on his end, and also having the Hydro Pump and Ice Punch, so no fighting move on this Poliwrath, so pretty interesting. Gonna hit that Gallade with Ice Punch and actually get back-to-back Ice Punches, so you're gonna shield up one, and then this charge move is going to go off. I probably would have fainted that Poliwrath instead of using a charge move, or trying to feint it, but that's okay. Anyway, bringing in the Mawile against the Gallade, and Gallade will be getting off a move, so if it's close combat, it's going to do a lot. It's not, it's Leaf Blade, so Mawile does resist that, being able to knock out Gallade just fine. Then Alolan Marowak comes in, and the Power Up Punch is going to go up. Now, Power Up Punch won't do anything to an Alolan Marowak, but it increases bite, actually shielding that, so really interesting to shield that. But Bone Club comes out, shielding the Bone Club and bringing in Chimecho, trying to get to the charge move, as he does get to, what is this, Psychic? Psyshock. So knocking out the Alolan Marowak, so not bad. And now this Steelix is a Thunder Fang variant, so it's not going to be able to get to that crunch before the Shadow Ball goes off. So Chimecho hitting Steelix with Shadow Ball. And the crunch will come out now, or at least what I assume to be a crunch. It is a crunch. And knocking out Chimecho, but Mawile comes in, able to get to the Power Punch. I don't know if this is going to be enough, though. I don't think it's going to be. No, it's not going to be. So, Steelix actually knocking out Mawile. So, going to take it to a Game 3. It's going to go to a Game 3 anyway. But, we're going to take it to a Game 3 and see who wins the match. So, Mawile versus Haunter. So, Haunter is absolutely getting eaten alive by that Mawile's bite. It's absolutely insane. Switching into Poliwrath against the Thunderfang Steelix. I've actually done that before as well, just because you assume it's a safe switch, but it's actually not because of Thunderfang. But that's okay. Going for the Ice Punch, so nice bait. Now, I believe he's going for the Hydro Pump. Yeah, he's going for the Hydro Pump, so either going to knock out that Steelix or take the last shield. So he did take the last shield, so nicely played. The Poliwrath will go down, though, which is unfortunate. Going to be a little bit of a tricky situation. Let's see what happens. So, Banette comes out, and Banette is going to go ahead and throw up that shield to protect itself from crunch. And can we get to, is this a Shadow Ball? Yeah, I think this is a Shadow Ball. It gets to a Shadow Ball, and this will knock out Steelix because Shadow Ball does a lot of damage. And then, oh, so close, almost knocking out that Haunter. Gonna go ahead and let Banette go down, though. And then he brings in Mawile, and he has Play Rough and Power Up Punch. So this is actually really good for Mawile because he can get to that Play Rough, doesn't have to worry about shield since his opponent burned them early on, and knock out the Poliwrath. So, wasn't looking too good in the beginning of round 3, but or game 3, I should say, but actually goes ahead and pulls it off. So, wins round 1. So it was really nice. So we're jumping on over to round 2 against AB7 Evers team, and it's going to consist of Steelix, Cresselia, Alolan Marowak, Mawile, Poliwrath, and Probopass. So let's see what happens. So we have the Medicham versus the Poliwrath, and Dynamic Punch will come out to the Medicham, and now we're going to have... What is this? Is this a Power Punch or Dynamic Punch? I couldn't see the move. It is Power Up Punch. Okay, so Power Up Punch... not bad, able to catch that shield, and then Ice Punch will come up against Medicham, and he gets to another Power Up Punch, hoping to catch the last shield. Doesn't happen, and Medicham is going to fall, but still took a shield and got that Poliwrath really low, so Medicham really did achieve what it wanted to do, in my opinion. Gonna go ahead for the Ice Punch against the opposing Poliwrath, and is able to knock it out. So the Steelix is going to come in, so interesting switching in Steelix. Maybe he knows he has Ice Punch, maybe he knows he doesn't have a fighting move, but the Hydro Pump actually hits Steelix and goes unshielded, so nice play. Not a lot of people, I feel, expect Hydro Pump from a Poliwrath, or they might not think you're going to go for it, so they might tend not to shield it. I mean, it really depends, but gonna go ahead and shield this Power Up Punch from Mawile. Doesn't want to take any chances from the play rough, just in case. Ice Punch will come out, and he'll claim the last shield, so now all he basically has to do is just go for this Hydro Pump. Yeah, I don't think Ice Punch would have knocked it out at that range, so Hydro Pump, better move to go for instead of just going for the Ice Punch. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So let's go ahead and win game 1 in round 2. So we're going to jump into the second game. Let me know if you want these videos not sped up as fast as they are. I could definitely slow them down. Generally speaking, I do speed them up about this length, but I could always slow them down if you prefer that. Definitely let me know. But it's Cresselia versus Poliwrath. Hydro Pump doing a lot of damage to that Cresselia. Now the Ice Punch is coming out, and that will be met with a shield. Cresselia will go for its charge move. Let's see what move it goes for. Aurora Beam. Actually not taking it out, but Confusion. Is that Confusion? From Cresselia will be able to knock out Poliwrath. So the next one is going to be Mawile, and actually getting the switch to Poliwrath. Interesting switch. Medicham will come out, and I believe, yeah, he does let this move go. It is going to be a Dynamic Punch, able to resist that, and Power Up Punch is going to come out, trying to claim that last shield. Let's see if he falls for it. He does not fall for that bluff. So another Power Up Punch comes out, just wants to get off as much damage as possible. Again, not going to fall for it. The move that comes out is going to be, let's see, Ice Punch, so that will knock out Medicham, and then Mawile will come out, and this will be met with a shield. You have 2 shields, why not? Might as well. It is an Ice Punch, but you are down to your last Pokemon, so you might as well start using shields. Alolan Marowak does come out, and let's see what happens. Gonna go ahead and block that Bone Club, and Mawile does get off the Power Up Punch. Main reason to use that, as you guys know, is to buff up the bites, just so it does a lot of damage. And the next charge move coming out will be Bone Club, and that's going to do a lot. I don't know if Mawile can recover from this. It's very low, not a bulky Pokemon, so I don't know if it could recover from this. Shield comes up. Actually, Alolan Marowak goes down, and then Cresselia goes down, and the Mawile actually wins. I thought this was going to go on to a game 3, but no, K-Pop actually wins at 2-0. We are jumping into the third game because you do play 3 games, as I mentioned, but that was a very good game. I did not see that one coming at all. I thought this was going to go into a third game. And that would have decided to win it. But let's see, it's Frostlass versus Poliwrath. K-Pop could definitely play this more casually. I'm not saying he does, but he definitely can because he already won the match in round 2. So you still want to try and win, but it's not as... you don't have to try as hard, I guess, or be as concerned if you lose. That's what I'm trying to say. So Steelix versus Mawile. Mawile will go for that Power Up Punch, just boosting its attack, its bite attack. That's the main reason you do use it, because bite is powerful as it is. Boosting its attack is obviously even more powerful. Crunch coming out, so nice play not to shield that one. Actually get into another Power Up Punch. So Power Up Punch will be met with a shield. And I guess because Steelix wanted to get to a charge move, is this going to be Earthquake? It is going to be Earthquake. That's why he shielded it. So that was a nice shield. to get off that Earthquake from AB7 Eva's team. So Polyrath does go for that Hydro Pump, and that will be doing a lot to Cresselia, switching right away to Frostless to get off an Avalanche. So AB7 Eva will shield that and knock out the Frostless, and now Polyrath comes on in and is going to be hit with an Ice Punch, and this definitely won't knock out Cresselia, but might as well just do as much damage as possible. Gonna go ahead and block this Future Sight, so nice shield on K-Pop's side, and gonna go ahead and switch into Steelix, and I don't know what happened. I think he switched again. Was that Steelix knocked out? I guess it was knocked out. It's kind of hard to tell, but Ice Punch will go into Cresselia and knock that out, and he'll win game 3, but again, it didn't matter if he won or not, but he does go ahead and win game 3, so nicely played. Nicely played. So we're going to jump into round 3 against Ko-Ro-Ki. So his team will be Steelix, Lugia, Alolan, Mawak, Mawile, Poliwrath, and Dusclops. So really solid team, really powerful team. Actually very similar to my team, to be honest. I don't have the Lugia, but that's basically it. But let's see what happens. So Hydro Pump is going to fly from Poliwrath against the Dusclops. Not going to shield against Dusclops because you know what it has. It has a Shadow Punch and Fire Punch, so able to take the Shadow Punch. Going to go ahead and throw out an Ice Punch, and that will knock out the Dusclops, so taking the lead advantage and switch advantage. Going to go ahead and use an Ice Punch against Mawile, maybe hoping to catch a shield. He does not catch the shield, so nice no shield on his opponent's end. Going to go ahead and throw out that Mawile. So it is Mawile versus Mawile, but Ko-Ro-Ki does technically get a little bit of an advantage because the bites do more. However, he was lower, but he actually pulls the switch and then putting the switch into Frostless as well. So let's see what happens. He's going to go ahead, block the Shadow Ball. So nice shield, not taking that Shadow Ball damage. Going to go ahead and go for an Avalanche from that Frostless, and that will be met with a shield. Didn't want to take a chance that it was a Shadow Ball. And now another charge move will come out. Now this would have knocked out Frostless even with a Bone Club, I believe. If not, it would have come close. But gonna go ahead and throw that Avalanche against the Alolan Mawak. I would have went for the Shadow Ball because that would have knocked out Alolan Mawak, I believe. And there were no shields, right? If I'm correct. If there were no shields, I believe I would have went for that Shadow Ball, but either way, let's see what happens. So Mawile versus Alolan Mawak, and Alolan Mawak will go for the Bone Club, knock out Mawile, and that will be the game of game 1. So, losing the first game, but let's see if he can recover in game 2 and 3. So, leading with Mawile, his opponent leads with the Alolan Mawak. Gonna go ahead and get off a charge move. Now both are gonna do a lot of damage. Bone Club is super effective. Switching into Poliwrath, and then his opponent switches into Dusclops. Going to be able to, I assume, tank this Ice Punch. No need to shield. Actually, he does shield. Maybe he was afraid of the Hydro Pump. If you're threatened by the Hydro Pump, I could understand shielding. Going to go ahead and go for those Shadow Punches. Now the Hydro Pump comes out. So let's see if he calls this one. Maybe he doesn't want to use his second one now. So, going to be hit with that Hydro Pump and going to go ahead and fire off a Shadow Punch. And let's see what happens. Going to get off another Shadow Punch, actually. So, pretty interesting. Very close to knocking the Poliwrath out, but Poliwrath switches into Mawile to knock out the Dusclops with Bite before it even realized what hit it, right? So, going to go ahead and go for the Bites against, or go for Power Punch and then increase Bite. But unfortunately, a charge move will be coming out from that Alolan Mawak. It is Bone Club. Doesn't knock out the Mawile, but the fast move will be able to. So let's see what comes in. It's going to be Banette knocking out the second Pokemon. One more Pokemon left, but his opponent does have a shield. It is that Mawile. So Shadow Ball is going to go towards the Mawile. Absolutely have to shield. He actually doesn't shield. He does not shield that. Wow, I was actually really surprised he did not shield that. I think he might have been able to win if he didn't shield that. I don't know why he didn't shield that. He should have definitely shielded. I don't know. Either way, it's 1-1. Moving on to game 3, it's Lugia versus Mawile. Lugia switches out, and then Mawile switches out, so it's Poliwrath versus Alolan Mawak. Shadow Ball does come in to hit the Alolan Marowak, charging up for the Hydro Pump, gonna go straight away for it, hoping that his opponent thinks it's a bluff, and he does, so he knocks out that Alolan Marowak, although he is down shield, so you do have to be careful, but going for the Ice Punch against the Lugia. Lugia will go ahead and shield that. Ice Punch would have done an okay amount of damage. I mean, it's nothing crazy from a Poliwrath, but I just didn't want to take any damage. Sky Attack will knock out Poliwrath. Mawile comes in, and those bites are just eating away at Lugia. Gonna go ahead and go for that Power Up Punch to boost Bite. Of course, you're not gonna shield that, but Bite's just absolutely crazy. I assume a shield will come out. Yeah, shield comes out. Not gonna want to get knocked out from that Lugia because Hydro Pump, pretty sure would have knocked out Mawile. And the final Pokemon is Mawile. Gonna go ahead and go for the Power Up Punch, and this will boost the bites. This is gonna be tricky actually because there's Chimecho in the back. Chimecho switches in to catch what I assume is the Power Up Punch. Yeah, so it catches the Power Up Punch, but that boosts up that bite. Look how much damage. Oh my gosh, guys. Look how much damage that you cannot mess around with Mawile. So gonna take the last shield, but that Mawile is just gonna bite away. And now, yeah, it's over because you're going to get off the Power Punch, and that is not enough, but one more bite is going to be enough. So actually losing round 3. So 2-1 in the tournament so far. So let's see how the last round goes against Luffy's, I guess. He has Steelix, Haunter, Alolan Marowak, Claydol, Poliwrath, and Dusclops. So right now it's Mawile versus, I believe that's a Thunderfang Steelix. And Mawile will go for the Power Up Punch, boosting its attack, doing a lot of damage to that Steelix. Steelix taking a while to charge up. Does it want to go for the shield? It does go for the shield, blocking the Earthquake. So nice shield. Nice shield. Gonna go ahead and go for the Power Up Punch. And this will continue to boost Mawile's attack, which absolutely knocks out Shiny Steelix. So let's see what happens. The Haunter comes in, getting off a charge move. Gonna let it go through. It's gonna be the Shadow Punch, but Mawile can survive it. And Haunter is knocked out, and then Dusclops comes in and finishes off Mawile. So Poliwrath is going to come in, go straight for the Ice Punch. Might as well get as much damage as possible against that Dusclops because it is the final Pokemon. Has 2 shields left, but he actually chooses not to shield these Poliwrath attacks. So pretty interesting, maybe expecting a Power Up Punch. That could be why. So Dusclops goes for the Shadow Punch, and now Poliwrath is going for the Ice Punch. So it's going to be very difficult for Luffy to recover from this. Ice Punch is going to come again against that Dusclops, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, Medichip, you can just feint it down with fast moves, even with counter. Might as well shield. Shadow Punch wouldn't have knocked it out, but you might as well at that point. Gonna go ahead and win that one. So winning game 1 in round 4. So let's see what happens. So now K-Pop leads with Mawile versus Dusclops. So again, an interesting matchup. Bites do a lot of damage to Dusclops, but Dusclops does have that Fire Punch, which also does a lot. You only need 2 Fire Punches to knock out Mawile. So you probably rather be the Dusclops in that situation. So switching out to catch the Shadow Punch, but Shadow Punch still does a lot of damage to Frostlass. Frostlass going for the Avalanche. Dusclops will go ahead and shield that. And Dusclops will go for a Shadow Punch. And Shadow Punch will be shielded just because Frostlass, I guess, wants to get off this Avalanche. And it will get it off. It does knock out the Dusclops. So Poliwrath comes in, and no charge move left for Frostlass. Another Poliwrath comes in from K-Pop's side, and a little bit of lag, but I don't think it affected the game. So Poliwrath will switch out into Claydol, and Mawile actually switches out. Could have gotten off the Ice Punch, I guess, against the Claydol, but might as well switch it out and save it for later. And just doing so much damage with Bite. It's crazy, guys. Actually gonna go ahead and shield this just because you want to continue to do more damage with Bite. So almost knocking out that Claydol. Gonna bring in the Poliwrath, and Confusion is strong against Poliwrath, but it doesn't matter. Going for almost back-to-back Ice Punches. So Ice Punch will knock out this Claydol, and then the final Pokemon is that Poliwrath. So this is gonna be a close one. Let's see what comes out. Let's see, it's Dynamic Punch. So it looks like Luffy is going to win this one. Yeah, so looks like Luffy will win this game, knocking him out. Actually, not knocking him out with a nice punch, but finishing him off with fast moves. So good game. So it's 1-1 right now, jumping into game 3. And it's Chimecho versus Dustclops. So Chimecho has to get out of there into Mawile, switching into Poliwrath on Luffy's side. That wasn't a bad switch. I probably would have switched that as well. As I said, Dustclops can handle Mawile, but you might as well switch. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Mawile actually goes straight for the play rough, and Luffy does not go ahead and block that, thinking it was a power-up punch. I'm not saying that was a bad no shield. I'm not saying he should have shielded that, but it's definitely interesting because if obviously he thought it was a power-up punch, so if he thought it was a play rough, didn't want to take the chance, he would have shielded it and blocked that play rough. But again, you never know in these situations. It could have very well been a power-up punch, so that definitely turned the tide of the battle. So Shadow Punch will come out against this Poliwrath, and Ice Punch is going to come out to try and hit the Dustclops. So doing a decent amount of damage. I mean, nothing crazy. Dustclops is a tanky Pokemon. So Shadow Punch will come out and hit that Poliwrath. Ice Punch, so just trading Ice Punch for Shadow Punch basically, just to try and knock the opposing Pokemon out. The shield will come out from Dustclops, and now Shadow Punch will come out, and the shield will come out for Poliwrath. So back and forth, shield, charge move, you get the drill. So Dustclops will go ahead and block that. Chimecho actually comes in, actually getting off the Psyshock. So way to go, Chimecho. Hasn't been used too much in this video, but we do have a good amount of battles with it. So getting the Psyshock, actually winning the match. So K-Pop does actually get second place with tiebreakers. And that will be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.